Welcome to the center stage of global phenomenon, where 7 voices transformed from underdogs into the architects of a generation's emotional blueprint. Have you ever wondered why millions feel seen, understood, and healed by lyrics sung in a language they might not even speak? Is it just the rhythm, or is there a hidden, profound philosophy woven into every syllable? Today, we peel back the curtain on the lyrical genius of BTS. What secrets lie beneath their words? And why does their music feel like a soul-to-soul conversation? Buckle up, because this is going to be an intense ride through the mind, heart, and spirit of the Bangtan boys. Number 7. RM. The silent observer of canvas and nature. A leader's secret escape. Can you imagine the immense, almost suffocating weight of millions of expectations resting solely on your shoulders every single day, where one wrong word or one slightly missed step on a global stage could send shockwaves across the entire world? When you are Kim Namjoon, universally known as RM, the steadfast, deeply intellectual, and fiercely protective leader of the biggest musical phenomenon in modern history, the world never truly stops spinning, and the blinding flashes of paparazzi cameras are a constant, overwhelmingly chaotic companion. But how do you find your true center when everything around you is moving at 1,000,000 miles an hour and the deafening roar of 80,000 screaming fans is still ringing vividly in your ears long after the stadium lights have gone dark? For RM, the answer doesn't lie in flashy sports cars, extravagant late-night VIP parties, or the typical chaotic celebrity trappings that swallow so many young stars whole, but rather in a deeply introspective, remarkably quiet, and profoundly solitary lifestyle that both he and the fans have affectionately dubbed Namjooning. This isn't just a simple passing hobby to kill time. It is a literal survival mechanism for his incredibly deep soul, a desperate and intensely beautiful attempt to preserve his fragile humanity amidst the surreal, alienating, and often isolating nature of stratospheric global fame. It is incredibly fascinating and almost ironically poetic that the leader of the group that paved the way for modern K-pop and broke every conceivable global record does not even possess a basic driver's license. While other wealthy celebrities collect fleets of multi-million-dollar luxury sports cars, Namjoon collects bicycles and exclusive museum memberships, finding a profound, unparalleled sense of freedom in simply pedaling his 2 wheels through the bustling streets of Seoul or along the scenic banks of the Han River. He feels the raw, unfiltered wind against his face in a fleeting, precious moment where he isn't an untouchable global superstar, a billboard-topping artist, or an eloquent United Nations speaker, but just a 20-something guy named Namjoon, trying to navigate the overwhelming complexities of life, love, and human purpose.
You don't just want a car. You want a sanctuary. Introducing the all-new Aetherus sedan, with whisper-quiet cabin technology and an interior designed around you. It's not just about getting to your destination. It's about arriving inspired. Aetherus. Move beautifully.
Number 6. Jungkook, the golden adrenaline junkie, a boxer's lethal strike. When you are universally dubbed the golden Mockney of the world's most influential music group, the title is not just a cute nickname. It is a monumentally heavy crown forged from the immense, unrelenting pressure to be absolutely flawless at everything you touch, from hitting impossible high notes while executing gravity-defying choreography to effortlessly charming millions across the globe. Jaehyun Jungkook, the center and main vocalist of BTS, grew up under the blinding, unforgiving scrutiny of the public eye, transforming from a shy, doe-eyed teenager into a global heartthrob and a powerhouse performer. But with that stratospheric evolution came an incredibly intense, almost burning need for a physical release, a way to channel the explosive, boundless energy that simply cannot be contained within the strict confines of a recording booth or a meticulously planned music video set. Enter the gritty, sweat-soaked, and aggressively rhythmic world of boxing, a hobby that Jungkook did not just casually pick up, but rather violently throw himself into with a terrifying, awe-inspiring level of dedication that borders on professional mastery. If RM finds his peace in the absolute silence of a museum,
Jungkook violently carves out his sanctuary with his own two bruised knuckles, finding his ultimate, most raw sense of freedom in the sharp, echoing crack of leather gloves slamming against focus mitts inside a dimly lit gym. Imagine the sheer psychological weight of knowing that every single move you make is analyzed by millions. Boxing provides Jungkook with a highly controlled, brutally honest environment where the only thing that matters is the immediate, visceral connection between his mind, his muscles, and the heavy bag swinging in front of him. This is not merely a fitness routine to maintain his famously sculpted physique. It is an intense moving meditation, a high-octane survival mechanism that allows him to violently purge the immense stress, anxiety, and suffocating expectations of global superstardom through sheer, unadulterated physical exertion. When you watch the brief, tantalizing training clips he casually drops on the internet, videos that instantly break social media platforms and send fans into a collective frenzy, you are not just watching a pop star playfully tapping a punching bag. You are witnessing a lethal, hyper-focused athlete executing lightning-fast combinations, slipping punches with terrifying agility, and moving with a predatory grace that reveals a deeply ingrained, almost dangerous level of competitive spirit.
Number 5. Jin, the master of patience, catching silence in the deep blue. When we talk about Kim Sok-jin, universally adored as the undeniably charming and wildly charismatic worldwide handsome of BTS, our minds instantly conjure up images of dazzling red carpets, flawless vocals, flying kisses, and an endlessly bright, effervescent personality that effortlessly lights up any room he walks into. But what most people fail to realize is the immense, unspoken, and incredibly heavy burden that comes with being the eldest brother of the most famous musical group on the planet. For years, Jin has taken it upon himself to be the emotional anchor, the relentless mood maker, and the dependable pillar of strength for his 6 younger members, constantly hiding his own deep-seated anxieties, exhausting fatigue, and personal insecurities behind a meticulously crafted veil of lighthearted dad jokes, booming laughter, and exaggerated confidence. But when the grueling world tours finally come to a temporary halt, and the crushing weight of constantly having to be on becomes too much even for his incredibly broad shoulders to bear, Jin does not seek out extravagant luxury resorts or high-profile celebrity gatherings to unwind. Instead, he packs his bags, grabs his trusted fishing rod, and completely vanishes into the vast, unforgiving yet profoundly comforting embrace of the open ocean. Fishing is not just a casual weekend pastime for Kim Sok-jin. It is a vital, deeply philosophical, and profoundly therapeutic escape mechanism that literally saves his sanity in an industry that demands perfection every single second of the day. Imagine the jarring, almost surreal contrast. A man who regularly performs for 80,000 screaming, adoring fans in massive, technologically advanced stadiums, suddenly trading his custom-designed, diamond-encrusted stage outfits for an oversized waterproof windbreaker, thick rubber boots, and a simple bucket hat. Voluntarily subjecting himself to the harsh, salty winds, the violently rocking waves, and the strong, pungent smell of raw bait at 5 in the morning. Out there on the endless blue expanse, surrounded by nothing but the vast horizon and a few close, trusted friends like the legendary chef Lee Yen-bok or B1A4 Sandal, Jin is no longer a global icon, a Billboard chart topper, or a millionaire pop star. He's just a regular guy staring intently at the water, completely stripped of his celebrity armor and fully surrendered to the unpredictable, humbling whims of Mother Nature.
Number 4. Jungkook, the resilient narrator of growth and universal connection. When we look at the youngest member, Jungkook, we are witnessing the evolution of a voice that has literally grown up in front of the entire world. His lyrical perspective is uniquely grounded in the journey of transformation, moving from the wide-eyed curiosity of an adolescent to the introspective confidence of a man navigating the complexities of fame and adulthood. Jungkook's lyrics often function as a bridge, connecting his personal experiences to the universal themes of growth, heartbreak, and the relentless pursuit of one's dreams. Think about the transition in his storytelling. He started by singing about the dreams of a boy in school, and now he articulates the nuances of love, the pangs of longing, and the realization that the golden life of an idol comes with its own set of chains. He captures the essence of that specific bittersweet moment when you realize you are changing and there is no turning back. His lyrics often explore the idea of we, emphasizing the bond between him and his fans and his fellow members, acting as a constant reminder that no one is truly walking their path alone. There is a purity in his songwriting that feels incredibly relatable. He doesn't try to hide behind complex metaphors or obscure references. Instead, he speaks in the language of the heart, direct, earnest, and deeply sincere. Whether he is singing about the fear of losing someone, the excitement of a new beginning, or the quiet solitude of his late-night faults, you can hear the authenticity vibrating in every note. He often tackles the theme of time, reflecting on how quickly the years have passed and how much he has had to leave behind to stand where he is today. This brings us to a challenging reflection. How often do we mourn the versions of ourselves that we have outgrown, and are we truly ready to embrace the person we are becoming, even if that person feels like a stranger? Jungkook's music acts as a testament to the idea that growth is not just about moving forward, it is about gathering the courage to face the changes within yourself with grace. He teaches us that even when you are at the top, you still experience the same fundamental human struggles as everyone else: the fear of not being enough, the desire for genuine connection, and the need to find purpose beyond external success. His lyrical journey is a roadmap for anyone who has ever felt like they were in over their heads, providing a sense of comfort that comes from knowing that even the most
Number 3. V, the deep, soulful observer of nostalgia and human loneliness. When we step into the musical realm of Kim Tae-young, or V, we aren't just listening to a song. We are stepping into an atmospheric, velvet-drenched, cinematic experience. These lyrical contributions are defined by a profound, almost melancholic appreciation for the textures of life, the things that others might overlook in the rush of daily existence. He is the observer, the one who watches the sunset and wonders not just about its beauty, but about the sadness of the day coming to an end. His lyrics are deeply rooted in nostalgia, often painting vivid pictures of forgotten memories, the ache of distance, and the quiet, crushing weight of loneliness that persists even when surrounded by millions. While others might write about the fire of ambition, V writes about the embers that remain long after the flame has gone out. He explores the nuances of winter, a recurring metaphor in his work for the cold, isolating periods of our lives, and he does so with a baritone voice that sounds like it's recounting a secret from a previous life. He doesn't just sing about love, he sings about the haunting echo of it, the specific way a room feels empty after someone leaves, and the complexity of wanting to hold on to moments that are inherently fleeting. His writing style is remarkably introspective and often leans into a jazz-infused noir aesthetic that invites the listener to sit in the stillness of their own thoughts. He forces us to confront the question, are we truly afraid of being alone, or are we afraid of what we might actually find out about ourselves if we sat in that silence for long enough? These lyrics act as a bridge between the physical world and the abstract emotional landscapes we inhabit when we are at our most vulnerable. He captures the essence of inner child healing, reflecting on the boy he once was and the man he is becoming, often with a sense of gentle. Number 2. Jin, the lyrical custodian of self-love and eternal youth. When we delve into the lyrical world of Kim Seok-jin, we are greeted by a refreshing, grounding, and profoundly honest perspective that cuts through the noise of idol culture. Jin is the eldest, the worldwide handsome face of the group, but his lyrics reveal a man who is deeply grounded in the reality of human aging, the necessity of self-preservation, and the simple, quiet joy of being comfortable in one's own skin. His contributions, particularly in his solo tracks like Epiphany and Moon, serve as the emotional pillars of the group's Love Yourself philosophy. Jin doesn't just talk about loving oneself as a concept, he dissects it as a daily, often difficult practice. He acknowledges the times he looked in the mirror and saw only flaws, only to realize that the person he was most critical of was the one who needed his kindness the most. His lyrics are a masterclass in emotional maturity, shifting the focus from external validation, the applause of thousands, to the internal validation of being able to sleep soundly at night, knowing he remained true to his heart. He writes about the passage of time with a bittersweet acceptance, understanding that while youth is fleeting, the spirit of curiosity and the capacity to love are eternal. He is the one who reminds us that it is not weakness to laugh at oneself, to find light in the darkness, and to prioritize one's own peace over the expectations of the masses. Consider the weight of his words when he sings about the moon, a symbol of his dedication to the fans, but also a reflection of his own identity as a satellite orbiting a much larger, often chaotic.
Number 1. J-Hope, the kinetic soul, painting the world with every pulse of rhythm. When you witness Jungkook, the radiant, earth-shattering dance leader, and the irrepressible sunshine of BTS, effortlessly commanding a massive stage with a charisma so intense it could literally ignite the air, you are witnessing the absolute pure manifestation of human kinetic energy. A man who does not just dance to the music, but physically embodies every single frequency, every heartbeat, and every hidden emotion buried deep within the melody. J-Hope is the undisputed, relentless rhythmic backbone of the most famous group on the planet. A professional powerhouse who carries the crushing, monumental responsibility of ensuring that every single explosive performance, every intricate, gravity-defying routine, and every massive stadium tour is executed with absolute, surgically precise, and breathtaking perfection. But have you ever stopped to deeply wonder what happens to a man who literally lives and breathes at the chaotic, high-speed pace of 160 beats per minute? When the music finally stops, the sweat-drenched stage is dismantled, and the deafening, earth-shattering roar of millions finally fades into a terrifying, unfamiliar silence? Does he simply sit down? Or does he find an even deeper, more complex, and profoundly artistic way to continue his rhythmic, kinetic dialogue with the world? For Hobie, the ultimate, most sacred escape is not merely a hobby.